We've had some big things happen over the last couple of days, so let's get caught up. On Tuesday night, the Reserve Bank of New Zealand released their new monetary policy statement, raising the expected 50 basis points up to 4.75%. Yesterday, Fed Chair Jerome Powell spoke about the recent FOMC event, and it seems as though more rate hikes are coming. Today, US GDP numbers missed the forecasted rate of 2.9%, coming out slightly lower at 2.7%. I want to remind you that you can watch us cover these news events live every day, Monday through Friday. All right, everybody, let's head into the market heat map. Let's check up on how all of our assets are trending so far today. So up here towards the top, I see NZD CHF, Aussie CHF, CAD CHF, USD CHF, Aussie JPY, NZD JPY, and you know what? I'm going to throw in CAD JPY as well. So it seems like CHF and JPY pairs are definitely making some moves today. Let's check out the bottom of the list. We have gold, Euro AUD, Euro CAD, GBP AUD, GBP CAD, and Euro NZD. And you know what? I'm going to throw in GBP NZD as well, because it seems like our pound and euro pairs are also making moves. So we have Swiss franc pairs and yen pairs mostly moving towards the upside so far today, and pound and euro pairs mostly moving towards the downside so far today. We can also check out the indices really quickly. I'll remind you that the reason that we actually removed the indices from the foreign exchange list right here is because as far as foreign exchange goes, you can pretty much trade these pairs 24/7, you know, relatively speaking. All the markets change. Obviously, you have US and Europe and Asian markets and things like that, but for the most part, you can hop on and trade with these pairs whenever, and the price is constantly changing. Indices, however, are only available to trade during that specific country's market period. So for example, like US indices, the NASDAQ 100, the S&P 500, and the US 30 here are only available to trade while US markets are open, and that is from 9:30 a.m. Eastern time to 4 p.m. Eastern time. So that's why we removed it from this list here, is because sometimes this can get a little bit skewed. For example, JP225, I don't think the Asian markets are open right now, so this 1.34% that it is down, it is going to stay that same number until the Asian markets are open again. But US markets are open at the moment, so these will continue to move around. But let's go ahead and check out the watch list. I also want to remind you guys that we do have the free version of the Edge Finder if that is something that you're interested in, as well as Edge Finder Basic and Edge Finder Pro. I'm just going to throw that out there. We have 3 different versions of the Edge Finder depending on what price or what situation works best for you. Of course, the Edge Finder Free and Edge Finder Basic are limited versions of the Edge Finder. Edge Finder Pro is the absolute full thing. Along with every single update, every single change that will ever come out to the Edge Finder. Once you have it for life. But yeah, we do have those 3 options available for you if you are interested. All right, let's check out our buys and our sells. We actually have a decent amount of buys today. The buys have been a little bit short over the past couple of days. I believe yesterday or the day before, there was only, I think, 4 buys listed, just 1 strong buy. But the sells, we have had a lot of sells over the last, I want to say like 2 weeks. Over the last 2 weeks or so, we've had a lot of sells on the list, including a lot of strong sells. Aussie USD, GBP USD, Euro USD, and NZD USD. So all of our strong biases are US dollar crosses. USD ZAR, USD CAD, and these 4 that I just mentioned right here. All of our strong biases are US dollar crosses, but I feel like I've been taking a look at a lot of dollar crosses recently. Normally I pick a strong bias if we have one, but because they're all dollar crosses and I feel like I've taken a look at the dollar a lot recently, I'm going to switch up on that, and I'm going to try out something else, and I want to take a look at a buy, and CHF JPY is something that sounds interesting to me. So I think for today, we are going to break down the numbers for CHF JPY, which has a pretty solid buy score of a +5. So let's go ahead and get into that right now. So like I just mentioned, a solid buy score of a +5. COT data is a score of 0, and retail sentiment is a score of +1. So right over here, institutional trader data, that is COT data, The reason that it's neutral is because institutional traders are actually both favored short on the yen and the Swiss franc. And we can see that right here. So yen numbers, 64.07% short, 35.93% long from institutional traders or smart money traders, however you want to refer to them. And on the Swiss franc, even higher, 78.37% short, 21.63% long here. So again, neutral score because institutional traders are both favored short on the yen and the Swiss franc at the moment. Retail traders, on the other hand, also favored short on the pair as a whole, 73% short, 27% long on CHF JPY. Our seasonality is a score of -1, and we can see here in the month of February, this little bar chart is showing us that over the last 10-year averages, historically speaking, this pair does not perform very well in the month of February. Now, it does seem to be trending upwards, and we can see that right here with our trend reading score of +2. Over the past couple of days, we have made some really nice moves to the upside, and even before that, we can see it was coming up here, did one little drop for the day, and then started coming back up again. It has dropped from yesterday. However, price forecast does predict, based on all of the data and metrics that it is pulling in, that price will continue to be making moves to the upside, following with how it has been trending over the last week or so. Now let's finish up with our fundamental data. GDP growth is neutral, but inflation, unemployment, and interest rates are all scores of +1, and we can take a look at those numbers right over here. So GDP growth for Japan as well as Switzerland both sit at 0.2%. Inflation in Japan 4% compared to 3.3%. Unemployment in Japan 2.5% compared to 2.2% in Switzerland. And lastly, Japanese interest rates -0.1% compared to just 0.1% here for the Swiss franc.
Watch the reaction to the news. And I've just trailed stops. For those of you who are members, just head over to the Discord channel, go to Nick's Trades, and you can see the updated trailing stop. And we'll watch these numbers together, guys. We've got about 20 seconds to go, and see if we can find anything of interest in terms of this this previous quarter's GDP growth. So bear with me as we wait for the numbers. And then what we'll do is don't go anywhere after the numbers. We're going to keep going. We're going to look around the room and see if we can find setups post numbers. That's really where things get interesting. Everybody wants to trade the spike. Let's see what happens, if at all. Little bit of a blip to the upside there, and immediately getting faded here. Here's the 1 hour chart view of GDP numbers. And again, like I said, it can be, it's all dependent on how much of an expected, how much the number surprised people. And we're getting the numbers now at 2.7% GDP. Wow, interesting. Less than expected GDP there by a whole 0.2%, which is interesting. Quarter over quarter, 2.7% compared to the forecasted 2.9%. And weird. So you've got the dollar reacting positively, which is very, very interesting there. GDP growth. What about with the S&P 500? We're checking in with the stock market. Not much of a move there at all. USD JPY, though, breaking clean through our highs, which is, of course, excellent for the position. Still floating around $2,600 now. Prices in profit. And again, looking for some sort of higher high here. That will trigger me to trail my stop loss further into profit. This has turned into a really nice trade for us inside of the group. This one just keeps running, which is fantastic. We had some of my best trades ever have been on USD JPY. It is probably arguably my favorite currency pair. In the last couple of years, I've traded it probably the most. This and euro dollar. I mean, the two most mainstream, boring ones that everyone trades. That's my favorite. So, but yeah, why is the dollar up? Yeah, a bit of a weird one. I'm not going to lie. A little bit of a weird one, seeing the dollar rally on this number here this morning. Yeah, that's interesting. Nick, remember Oanda trades your closes your trades tomorrow. I don't think that is the case, unless I'm missing something. Oanda doesn't close my trades unless you get like margin called or something. But we trade small positions, so we're not at that. Yeah, USD JPY was up on that buy signal on the edge finder, so still holding strong to that. And again, look at how populated the Edge Finder is right now, guys. Markets are interesting. We've got Euro Dollar, NZD USD, GBP USD, AUD USD, all as sells. Let's see how they're doing today. NZD USD, look at that down low. Really nice continuation there. Euro Dollar selling under the lows, guys. And this is really interesting. Check this out on an hourly chart. You can see price retested this zone of support that now we have to constitute as resistance. So we've got supply marked in here. What an interesting start to the morning. The dollar getting very strong on this news. Yeah, very strange. Official Compounder File says, my first time here live. Hi, Nick. Hope you're doing great. I admire your work. Thank you very much for the kind comment. And thank you all for being here with me. We do these news events more often now than ever. If you're new to the channel, let me just ask you to do something. If you want to be part of these live streams more often, if they're helpful to you in any way, if you want to look at setups with me on a more regular basis, we do these streams all the time. The best way to get notified is hit the subscribe button if you're new, but more important, hit that notification bell. Some of you guys are already subscribed, but you're not hitting the notification bell. If you hit that notification bell and will allow all the notifications there, you'll get notified when we go live so that you can join in on the streams right away and you won't miss anything. So make sure to do that. Let's see, gold, guys, shooting down through the lows, briefly trying underneath. We hit a mark of 1820, printing a new low on this recent push here. Question will be if we can actually get down and perhaps even break that 1819 mark, which was our previous level of support where buyers got pretty strong. USD JPY, back to my trade here for just a moment. Look at that move, you guys, up $2,700 on that trade now. Really quite the move. And wow, yeah, that move just continues to run hot, which is great. And we're gonna have to trail stops already. That is wild to see. We are flying high there with the spike there this morning. Crazy. I subbed more than 3 years ago. Wow. I appreciate that support, and I'm glad to see that you're still on the trading journey, man. What's crazy is we have, as a trading community, we have a very transient society, if you will, because a lot of people come and they go in the trading industry. It's really sort of a bummer. Most people quit within a couple months of doing this stuff when they realize you're not going to make a lot of money with a little amount of money. It's going to take a lot of work. It's very difficult to do consistently. The emotions are hard. I mean, trading is not for everybody. And to say that it's for everybody is, is pretty ignorant. I think it takes a very specific type of person, maybe sort of a crazy person. I mean, I definitely can fit under that category. You have to sort of be obsessive about this stuff in order to really ever make it. And when I say obsessive, I mean long hours and willingness to learn and be humbled by the markets and tough times and great times. And it's a roller coaster, man. Looks like Euro USD wants to test 1.048. Ryan says 1.048. Let's see, what that must be a daily chart level. You're talking about down here. Yeah, I mean, I think that's probably a pretty reasonable target in terms of this move. We've really fallen apart on this euro dollar bull train. It has just completely sunk further and further, and I think that that's probably a pretty reasonable target in terms of where we could go higher time frame on euro dollar. We're talking 1.04095 here, and 48 is even lower around right here. So I mean, very possible that we continue seeing that euro dollar sink.
Don't forget to check out the links in the description if you want our broker recommendation, access to our free Discord, free Edge Finder, or want to chat with us on Telegram. Remember, you can watch us live in the markets every morning starting at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time, and we have lots more free trading tools and content available on our website, a1trading.com. Thanks for watching.